Hello and welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a really fascinating new idea in education. It's a school model that's being built not just for the world we live in now, but for a future that, let's be honest, is coming at us incredibly fast. And this really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? This is the one question that's driving this whole conversation. I mean, just look around you. The speed of change is, well, it's unbelievable. So we have to ask, is the way we're teaching our kids actually keeping up? Let's take a look. All right, so let's start by really digging into the fundamental challenge that modern education is up against. You know, for generations, education was pretty straightforward. It was about knowing stuff, memorizing facts, mastering specific subjects. But the future requires a completely different toolbox. The focus is shifting big time. It's moving away from just raw knowledge and towards things like adaptability, critical thinking, and digital literacy. That shift creates this gap, and it makes us wonder, are our old traditional models really the right tools for the job anymore? So, if that's the problem, what's the solution? Well, there's one organization, one with a ton of experience in education, that thinks it has a new way forward. So let's talk about the Future School. Now, this isn't some brand new startup popping up out of nowhere. Eduseeds has been in the education world for over 20 years. They've been delivering the super rigorous, internationally known Cambridge curriculum since 2012. And all of that deep experience has led them right here, to this moment, launching their vision for a future school. And their vision for this it's big. They're calling it a learning ecosystem. And that word, ecosystem, is so important here. This isn't just about a school building or a set of books. It's about creating this whole environment that's connected, that's adaptable, and that is truly, genuinely looking ahead. Okay, so that sounds great in theory, right? But let's get into the details. How exactly does this model actually build these so-called future-ready students? Well, it all starts on a foundation that's absolutely rock solid. They're not throwing out the things that we know work. They're building on the respected Cambridge IGCSE curriculum, but they're adding to it, bringing in STEM right from the first grade to get kids thinking creatively and solving problems early. And they use this really unique goal-setting system that gives kids structure but doesn't feel rigid. Then, on top of that strong academic core, they layer in these 4 future-ready pillars. And this is where the model really starts to feel different from the traditional way of doing things. It's about developing everything from AI readiness, to empowering students to take charge of their own learning, to mastering the communication skills they'll need to succeed in our super connected world. So how do you teach something abstract, like empathy or inclusion? I mean, you can't just read a chapter about it. This is how. You make it an activity. Instead of just talking about diversity, students actually lead sessions called Who We Are, where they share their own unique backgrounds. To build empathy, they run Learn Something New projects, where they actually have to teach a classmate a new skill. It's such a brilliant way to make these big ideas a real living part of the school day, not just another poster on the wall. And that brings us to this crucial point. This whole approach is about so much more than just textbooks and test scores. The idea of holistic development just means they're focused on nurturing the whole person. So things like sports or scouting, they aren't just fun extras. No, they're seen as fundamental for teaching things like discipline, teamwork, and leadership. You know, the skills that actually stick with you for life. Okay, now let's zoom out a little bit and see how this idea gets even bigger. How it turns the school from just a place of learning into a true hub for the entire community. This is where that whole ecosystem idea really clicks. They're totally rethinking where a school can even be. So forget just the old school standalone campus. What about a school inside a shopping mall? Or one that's built right into a residential community? By literally weaving the school into the fabric of daily life, it becomes this amazing community asset. And the philosophy driving this is captured perfectly right here in this quote. This model isn't about being a charity case. It's about creating something that's self-sustaining because it delivers so much real, tangible value. The whole idea is for the school to be a purposeful community hub, an investment that actually lifts up families and supports the local area. Okay, so let's tie all of these threads together. Why is this vision for a future school so incredibly important right at this very moment? To really get a sense of the scale here, you have to just look at this number, 70 plus. That's how many learning centers Eduseeds is already partnered with across Asia and Africa. So their future school idea, it's not just a theory, it's not a single experiment. It's a vision that can be rolled out across this massive existing network, with the potential to reach thousands and thousands of students, like right away. And it all comes back to their core mission, which so cleverly connects their past with their future. They're holding tight to that founding promise that no child is left behind, but they're adding a new urgent mission on top of it, making absolutely sure every single one of those students is also future ready. Which really just leaves us with this one last thought to chew on. You know, we usually think of a school as a place, a building, kids go to for a few hours a day. But what if we just completely redefine that? What if a school wasn't just a building at all, but the actual living, beating heart of a community? It's a pretty powerful idea to think about.